Whew. Let's see here. All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And peace to each and every one of you for joining me on the Lord's holy Sabbath day. And it's an honor for me to be before you on the Lord's Sabbath day. Now, a lot has been going on this week. I'm sure you guys are aware of the riots that are going on in Minneapolis. You know, you've heard of it. And for the 2 or 3 people, on the planet who may not have heard, George Floyd, a black man, was murdered by the police. Pretty much, he was pretty much murdered by the police in the streets. One officer had his knee on his neck for upwards of 8 minutes straight. So I know many of you guys maybe you've seen that. And there's a lot to be said about that. Shabbat Shalom, Curtis Young. So let me see some of you guys that are already in there. Let's do a volume check. Give me a 100 in the chat if your volume is okay. If volume is fine, give me a 100 in the chat. If the volume is okay. 100 in the chat. 1 second here. Just want to make sure everything is okay. Let me go back here. Check on you guys. See what we got going here. Okay, cool. Curtis Young, Shabbat Shalom, LaShawn Smith. Okay, Lisi. All right, awesome. Okay, so everybody can hear just fine. All right, so great. That's what I wanted to know. So anyway, you guys, you've heard what's going on out there, guys. You heard the police brutality. We talked about it in different things, and it just doesn't end. I mean, we were just off of Aubrey jogging, while black, and then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks later, we have this same thing. Now, I know that in the Aubrey case, it wasn't a active police officer, but it was a retired one. He was a retired police officer, so it's the same thing. Also, it's a Gentile killing an Israelite, even if they don't know that they're Israel. And that's why I wanted to talk about this particular lesson, because we're talking about, Jacob's trouble, which we get out of Jeremiah. But we're talking about, Jacob's trouble because Jacob will be in trouble whether he knows where it's coming from or not, whether he knows he's of Israel or not. That's unfortunate when you don't know, if you don't, and I don't know, I don't profess to know these people's faith. I don't know. Okay, I don't know Aubrey's faith. I don't know George Floyd's faith. I have no idea. Okay, so I don't profess to know that. But we have to realize we are in the time of the Gentiles. We are here. It's the time. This is their world. We have to understand that. Okay, we have to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. We have to be this way. Shalom, shalom, Nicole Schuyler Hawkins. So, I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow. We know where a lot of it is coming from, but then we know that the Gentile have furthered the affliction, as the scriptures would say. That they have furthered the affliction. They just take things way too far. I mean, way too far, and this is just getting ridiculous. Okay. So all we can do is really talk about what's going on, talk about the truth, and all of a sudden, it's hate speech. But what's happening is injustice. That's what's happening. Injustice. Let's just call it for what it is. Let's just be honest. Let's be adults about this. It's injustice. So, good morning. Shalom, shalom, Mr. B. Shalom, shalom. Thank you. Let's take a look at this, okay? Let's take a look at this, and I want you guys to really understand that ultimately the wicked they do not get away with this. They get by for the moment, but they do not get away. We all want justice, and anything short of being tried for murder. I know they said they put some charges down. I think it's like 3rd count or 3rd degree murder, 2nd manslaughter, things like that. So we that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. But we're just talking about. I want you guys to imagine. I want you guys to imagine. Okay, Aubrey on video camera. They had already said. I mean, the two Gentiles were sitting at home for 73 days after they killed this man. Okay, at home, playing with their children or whatever for 73 days. Okay, if that video did not surface, they'd still be sitting at home right now. Okay, uh, you have George Floyd right now, and if it were not for the tape, if it were not for the video, that's the only equalizer that we have. It's the only equalizer, and it doesn't guarantee that it doesn't guarantee that you'll get justice. It may help in proving that you're not a liar. It may help proving that you're not a liar, but it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna have justice. It is truly the time of Jacob's trouble. It really, really is. With that being said, let's jump into the scriptures real quick. Jeremiah 30 and 7 are just gonna kick us off. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Verse 7 says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay? But he shall be saved out of it. And I just we know that ultimately we will be saved from this. Okay? Ultimately. So, I don't want you guys to lose heart. Okay? I don't want you to, it's much frustration. I know there's much vexation. I understand that's going on out there, and I'm not saying ignore it, definitely. But understand that judgment is coming. A judgment will be forthcoming. Okay? So, let's go ahead and continue Zechariah 11 and 5. Zechariah 11 and 5. Zechariah 11 and 5. 11 and 5. It says, whose possessors slay them. This is what's happening right now, guys. And hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I'm rich, and their shepherds pity them not. The part that I wanted the first half. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. That is what's going on in this world. We are in a Gentile world, period. Okay, a world that's ruled by Hasatan or Satan, right? That's what we're living in right now. And so you're going to continue to see the travesties and injustice. And you think this is going to be the last one? You think George Floyd's going to be the last one? You think Aubrey's going to be the last one? You think so? You think of these are going to be the last time where you're going to see Jacob fall by the hands of an oppressor? You think that's it? You think Sandra Bland's the last one? Brown, the last one? Garner, the last one? Trayvon Martin, the last one? Do you see the countless videos we have Gentiles, and what they're going to do? They're going to call the cops on an Israelite. So, he's racist. He's doing hate speech. No, I'm just saying what's happening. I'm just saying what's going on right now. We're going to pretend like it's not happening. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to put our head in the sand and pretend like it's not happening. It's happening, and it's real. Big time. And like I said, if we did not have cameras coming into the 90s and the 2000s and stuff like that, we start to see more, footage and stuff like that. Would there be any justice? It's scarcely justice with evidence. It's scarcely justice with evidence. Imagine how much has been just swept under the rug because it's no word against theirs. It's the story, the narrative is whatever they want it to be. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. Let's continue. Job, chapter 9. Job, chapter 9. When we get there, it'll be verse 24. Job, chapter 9, 24. Says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The part that I wanted you to understand is the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Is it not? Does anyone disagree with that right now? That the earth is given into the hands of the wicked right now. That is what's going on. Much wickedness. That's why we have to be. You have to move as a unit. You have to move as a group. You have to move as a culture. You have to move as a community. You have to move as a household. You have to be wise in this world. You have to come up with a plan. Okay, so what are we going to do if we get stopped? If I get stopped by a police officer, okay, somebody turn on the camera. Somebody may have to go live. There are no routine stops anymore. It could be anything. Okay? You also ought to understand when you frequent certain businesses or whatever, if somebody doesn't like the way you look, just doesn't like the way you look, let it be known that you could have Rome called on you. And are you prepared? What's the contingency plan? Are you prepared? But this is how it was going to get laid out anyway. Let's look at a couple things. Let's look at a few things, okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28, okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28, and here's what I want to get. All right? So let me say this. Lisa's going to put it up. Deuteronomy 28. We're going to read 19 through 20. Jump to 25. Jump to 28, and it'll be 28 to 29. Then we're going to jump to 37. Then we're going to jump to 43 through 46. And then we're going to jump to 65 through 67. Okay? So, repeating that one more time in Deuteronomy. 19 through 20, jump to 25. Jump to 28 through 29. Jump to 37. Jump to 43. It's going to be 43 through 46, and then 65 through 67. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Appreciate it. So you guys have that right there. Now, I want you to look at this part of the curses. This is part of it, okay? So I'm going to jump to 19. We're in 28, and I'm going to jump all the way to 19 real quick. Now, listen to this, guys. Curse shall thy be when thou comest in, and curse shall thou be when thou goest out. So coming and going, you're gonna be cursed. Okay. Now let's not even forget. Okay. You know what? I can easily go to Daniel and tell you where the curses have fallen. Okay. Now all these curses have fallen on us. Okay. So just to let you guys know, 19. Curse shall thou be when thou comest in, and curse shall thou be when thou go out. Okay? Curse shall you be going in, curse will you go out. The Lord shall send upon thee curses, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So he's just telling you exactly what's going to happen to you. Okay? Yes, the Most High brought this down on. But look at what's going to happen. You know how good the Gentiles have it, okay, on this earth right now? Israel's supposed to have that. Head, tail, you know that whole thing? Head and tail. You are going to be the head, not the tail. And that's when you read Deuteronomy 28 and you read to the first 15 verses. After that, it gets ugly. After that, it's talking about all the curses. And that's what's happened to us. Let's jump to 25. 25 said, the Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Do we not see that? Have we not seen that so far? That you're smitten before your enemies? Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Did that not happen? We're in all the kingdoms of the earth right now. All the kingdoms of the earth, okay? Now I'm going to jump to 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Are we not in shock and awe right now? Okay. Now I know we can look at it in slavery and other captivities and stuff because we're in a captivity now. I would say a lighter captivity, but I don't know. I can't tell. Police brutality, mass incarceration. I'm sorry, mass incarceration. I mean, I don't know. You can't get any justice. You can get murdered right on the street. So I don't know. Is it better now? 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Look at that. Grope around at noonday. You grew up some Israelites, you grew up and you have a lot of dudes just kind of hang on the corner, hang out at the store, just kind of groping around, just doing nothing, just grope around at noonday and all that. You see people at the Home Depot, maybe looking for work or something like that. You see, just groping around, no big deal, nothing to do. As thou gropest in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in our ways. You can't really make it. It's so hard. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. It's just not going to change for you, okay? We're going to drop down. I'm going to drop to 37. It says, thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. You guys seen that video? This was kind of old, but I think it was in England or whatever, but the woman, there's a woman and a little girl, and she was asking her little girl, where's I guess she had some kind of snack or something like that. Where is it? What happened? And the little girl's like, I stole it. It's like, it's missing. And she said, oh, who took it? No, a black man, right? And then her mom started laughing and stuff like that. I know you guys seen countless videos for things just like that. Yeah, no, it's a harmless little video and stuff like that. But your astonishment and a byword, What do we have all the little sayings about us. We have all the little nicknames. Nobody has more nicknames than we do. Who wants to trade places? Who wants to trade places with being a black guy? I mean, even Chris Rock had made a joke. He said, nobody don't want to trade places with me. He said, a white man don't want to trade places with me. He said, I'm rich. You're like, no, this white thing making pretty good. I'm just doing pretty good. So this is not a racist. This is just pointing out the obvious. What am I saying that you haven't heard and seen yourself? What am I saying? This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in it. I mean, it didn't just start. It's been going on. But this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. We just read 37. And thou shalt become astonishment. Astonishment. Just look at the people, shake their head. Look at them. You got all these people accosting, just holding up people working. Israelites just doing their job, or just trying to go into their apartment or go into the gate. Who are you? Identify yourself. What's going on? You see all that. Are we not seeing this? Are we not seeing? Am I the only one seeing this? Identify yourself. No, just regular people, just regular Gentiles, just stopping, an Israelite. And again, I say that just for what they are, and not whether or not they know they're Israelite or not. But you see a Gentile and Israelite, and Gentile just stopping them. What are you doing? Do you belong in this neighborhood? What are you doing? Clearly, I'm in a delivery truck. Clearly, I just dropped something off. Clearly, I'm in a utility type truck. Clearly, I have a key, and I have an access code. But no, I gotta get stopped. I gotta get. Who are you? What's going on? You have Gentiles that are saying, I fear for my life. They're blocking the Israelites away, blocking him. Let me call the cop. I fear for my life. Okay, I can just leave. I could just leave if you just get out of my way. (43) it says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Are you guys feeling it now? Do you feel like you're the head in this country? Is that what you feel like? Look at, I don't know, most other countries, and check out the melanated people. Are they the head? Does it seem like they're the head? Does it seem like that? Some people might even try Africa. Well, Africa, is the melanated part prosperous right now, or places like Morocco and South Africa, are they prosperous? And I understand most of the Africans, they're Hamites. I get that. Come on, I know that. But I'm just saying, look at the countries where the melanated people are. And no, I'm not saying that all melanated people are Israelites. I'm not saying that. We all know better than that. 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. No getting out of this. No getting out of this. These curses fit us perfectly. And Daniel said all these curses have fallen perfectly. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Let's drop down to 65. Okay, let's drop to 65. And 65 says this: And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Nothing but vexation. It is so hard. Just a man, look, an Israelite goes out the door and don't know if he's going to make it home. I know everybody will try to convolute the situation. They'll try, well, that's for anybody. It's just a dangerous world. No. It's especially dangerous for the Israelite. Period. It's especially dangerous for the melanated. Especially dangerous. Let's not fool ourselves. Let's not play these games. Mothers, sometimes they worry if their son's going to even come home. That's the kind of world we live in. Well, you don't know. You like the scriptures say, you will have no ease. We find no ease. No ease. Every time you leave out that door, you never know if you're going to come back. You have no idea. Anytime you have a little a traffic stop, you have no idea if you're going to make it out of that traffic stop. No idea. Officer could just have a vendetta or a bad day. You just never know. 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. Well, I just said that. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. We have no idea. No idea whether or not you're gonna have tomorrow. You really think that you think Trayvon Martin, you thought he thought he was gonna come home, right? Sandra Bland thought she was gonna make it home after just routine traffic stop. All of a sudden she get a routine traffic stop. Next thing we know, she hung herself in jail. Okay, all right, yeah, you want us to believe that? Okay, do you think that George Floyd thought he wasn't going to make it home that night for dinner? I'm sorry. It's just making people uncomfortable right now. Okay. So it says in 67, in the morning thou shalt say, would God it were evening. So in the morning, in the daytime, well, I wish it was night, man. Because you're nervous. You're upset. There's vexation. You're ill at ease. And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. I wish it was nighttime. I'll be glad when the daytime hit. I'll be glad when it's morning. In the morning, I'll be glad it's nighttime. I can hide. I can lay low. At night, it's too scary. Okay, well, look, I wish it was morning. For the fear of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. So that is what's going on. And then it's us. You read 67. I mean, it's us. Okay, coming over here in America. Okay, but I don't even know. I don't even know any other way to put it, brothers and sisters. This is what we're dealing with today. At least understand the type of suffering, and understand this. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a naysayer. It's not going to end. It's not going to stop. It's not. Not until the Messiah. Isaiah. We're going to go Isaiah 42, 22 through 24. Isaiah 42, 22 to 24. But this is a people robbed and spoiled, and there are all of them snared in holes. And what? And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey. That's what we are. So, because what do you want to do? I mean, it's getting to the point where you're lucky if you make it to prison. I mean, it's getting to that point. You're lucky if you make it to prison. They are for a prey, and none deliver it for a spoil, and none say it restore. Because they're talking about justice. They want to restore, want justice. Are you going to get it in this system? Who among you will give ear to this? Which one of y'all hear this? A lot of you don't want to hear what I'm saying right now. Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? That's what we're going on. That is what is going on. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel for the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. That's why I said it's not stopping until Messiah comes back. It's not stopping until then, guys. It's not going to end. Satan knows he has but a little while. I mean, yes, I understand the Most High is the one who got this thing going, got this ball rolling and everything because of the disobedience of Israel. So what do you think we should be doing now? And Satan is going on to do his worst. He's coming up and he's like, all right, showtime. And he's getting it done. This butter muffin don't play. He is going to get it done. I'm just trying to let you guys know Proverbs. The wicked are doing their job. That's what's going on. The wicked, they are doing their job. They're going to do their job, and they're going to do it expeditiously. They're going to do it wonderfully, okay? They're going to do their job. Proverbs, let me give you 6. It's Proverbs chapter 6, 12 through 15. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord. That's exactly what this particular cop did. 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So they're not going to get away. Not going to get away. Yes, they are confederate for the truth. They're good. They are efficient. They are doing a good job. And even if you go back to Deuteronomy, it said there'll be no might in your hand. There'll be no might in your hand. What are we going to do? Thank the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that someone had a camera. And I'm not even talking about just this one. I'm talking about, all the ones that actually have it. I'm telling you, what kind of justice do you think would happen if there was no camera? I want you to think about that. Psalm 5:4. Psalms chapter 5, verse 4. Psalm chapter 5, verse 4. For thou art not a God that has pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. Not going to happen, brothers and sisters. Not going to happen, because that's not how he rolls. The wicked will perish. And we're going to look at some of the things that's going to happen to the wicked. We're going to look at a few things. We're going to look at that a little bit. Let's do that right now. We're going to get into that. Psalm 37. Let's look at that. We're still in Psalm. Let's go to 37. We're going to read all that one. Okay? Let's go to Psalm 37. Because I like how David put the juxtaposition, okay? Good and evil, good and evil, okay? Yeah, 37. We're going to just read all that one. Now listen up, guys. Listen up. Rebecca, could you? Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, okay? For they shall soon be cut off like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his ways, because of the man who bringeth wickedness devices to pass. Listen to what he had said in 7 again. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. We've been seeing that lately. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. So he even give you a reason. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. Interesting. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. Meaning that you won't be able to find him. There's a coming a time where the wicked, you won't be able to find him. That's what he's saying. You're going to consider, you're going to look. And you're like, well, what are all these? Man, there used to be a whole lot of twat waffles out here, and they're all gone. They're all gone. And they shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotted against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. This is what's happening to us. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. It's all going to come to an end, guys. And the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation, righteous lifestyle. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. So don't worry about the wicked. These wicked, they got it coming. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish. Okay, we also know we have this whole economic shutdown. The days of famine, he shall be fed, if you're righteous. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume. Into smoke shall they consume away. Meaning they are going to be gone, people. Don't let that get by you. 21. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth. Again with the inherit the earth. And they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. Again, someone's going to be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighted in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Are you guys catching this? I have been young, and now I'm old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Because we know ultimately who wins. 26. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Are you guys getting this? 29. And the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. Again shall inherit the land. Inherit the land, inherit the land, inherit the earth. But that's a side note. 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. I mean, he will be strong, sure-footed. He'll have it. It'll work. 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Of course they do. Of course they do. People seek out. All you have to do is just look at Aubrey. Okay. That's all you got to look at that one. Okay. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. Again, would inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreaded himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Gone. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. That's what that means. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. Okay, we see a judgment there. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. Who is your strength, brothers and sisters, in the time of trouble? 40, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them, and he shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. So David, our ancestral king, told us what we should do. We should trust in the Lord. Now, I'm not one of the passive guys and say, oh, well, you know, it's going to always be all right. Just pray or whatever. I say, hey, take up a sword. Do what you got to do. I'm all for defend yourself. I'm not a kumbaya Bible teacher or anything like that. I'm no. You never know when evil is going to come your way. You never know. If you're able to be wise enough to defend yourself, hallelujah. And if the Most High see fit for you to end your life right now, and then you wait on the resurrection, praise God. But it is wisdom and faith that we must exercise in this day and age. Exercise wisdom. And prepare yourself. Come out of these cities. You want to work there? Okay, fine. You don't have to live there. Get self-sufficient. Surround yourself with brethren, people you can trust. Fortify yourself. Because we are living in a wicked, wicked world. And it's not changing until the Messiah comes. Let's continue. Let's continue. When Psalm 34:21. Psalm 34:21 says, evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Giving a judgment on what's going to happen. What's going to happen to the wicked brothers and sisters. Giving a judgment. Let's continue. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's what a lot of people do. They set out to do evil. They set out to get a righteous person and get that person caught up or cut off from the land of the living, that is. That's what they do. That's what it's what they do. The wicked are very proficient at their job. Understand that. It's very natural for them. Very proficient. Let's go to James chapter 1. Let's go to James chapter 1. James, I'm going to jump around a little bit. So James chapter 1, read verse 2. I'm going to jump to 12 and then 22 to 25. James chapter 1, verse 2, verse 12, and then 22 through 25. So, 1 and 2, and it says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Now jump to 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptations, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. I'm going to jump down to verse 22. And we're going to do 22 to 25. 22 says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. So you guys know to do well, you need to do it. You know what the Most High says, you need to do it. You know you need to honor him, you need to do it. You need to, he said, why call me Lord, Lord, do not the things that I say? If you love me, keep my commandments. That way he knows you are one of his. That way you have a chance of making it through this. Let's continue. 1 Peter 5 and 10. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. Because we're all gonna go through something. 5 and 10, which says, but the God of all grace, who has called us into his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. That's for you and I. That's for you and I. Because we're going to go through some things. There's going to be some trials, tribulations, and vexation. You, my friend, have to count the cost. You have to count the cost. Messiah said, in this world there will be tribulation. And is that not what we're witnessing now? See, right now is going after the sleep, the unawakened Israel. But guess who's next? So I want to encourage you to be ready, be on guard. Romans. We're going to go to Romans chapter 5. Romans chapter 5, 3 through 5, and then verse 7. Romans chapter 5, 3 through 5, and verse 7. In verse 3 it says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope, and hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. In verse 7, for scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some would even dare to die. Like maybe, like for instance, when you look at George Floyd, they had the camera on him, but who was willing to jump in? Who was willing to just tackle the police officer to the ground and say, hey man, you're killing him? Now, some people spoke up. If you've seen the footage, some people spoke up. But who was willing to step in and say, no, you're killing this man? Who was willing? Think about that for a second. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die. Will somebody die for a righteous man? That's what we're talking about. Scarcely. Yet peradventure, or perhaps, maybe, for a good man, some would even dare, maybe, might die. Should I do something? Everyone was standing around. Now, people were outraged and they were upset, but they didn't want to risk it. Why? Because they could either, one, go to jail, and that would be the good news, or get gunned down by the officers that were there because you assaulted a police officer, right? Is it starting to click a little bit? It's starting to click. Romans 8 and 18. Romans 8 and 18. 18 says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Because there's something else. There's something after this. The Bible would say there's beauty for ashes, because right now we are experiencing the ashes, and there's going to be beauty afterwards. I'm giving you hope because I don't want any of you to be distracted. I don't want any of you to be unprepared. I don't want any of this to come as a surprise to you. I'm telling you, it's not going to end anytime soon. Let us continue. Revelation 2:10. Revelation 2 and 10. It says, fear none of these things which thou shalt what? Suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into where? Prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. Meaning, I will resurrect you. I will raise you up. Endure unto the end. So he said, don't worry about it. Just be wise. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared. Be wise. Come out of her. Be wise. Have your sword ready. Have your camera ready. Be wise. Come out of her, my people. Be wise as serpents and harmless as dove. I'm starting to get it a little bit. This is what we're talking about. Let's continue. Matthew 5 and 12. Matthew 5 and 12. Matthew 5 and 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So it's all going to. This is from the Beatitudes, okay? And we can read all the Beatitudes, okay? But I'm just saying, you're gonna be persecuted. He's saying you're gonna be persecuted. It's gonna happen. So I don't want you to be surprised. It's gonna happen. Let's just read them, okay? Let's just read the Beatitudes, okay? Let's start from 2 and we'll stop at 12. So Matthew 5, 2 to 12. Let's just do that. It's a little quick aside there, okay? So, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evils against you falsely for my sake. And 12, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you, which came before you. So he's saying it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. Don't be surprised. Real simple. Don't be surprised. Mark 13:13. Mark 13:13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure it unto the end, the same shall be saved. The same shall be saved. So you're going to be hated. People are not going to like you. You're in a cult. You're taking this Bible too far. So you're going to get that. That's a light affliction. But when the heat get turned up, when you really got to stand up for who you are in Christ, what are you going to do? It's rough. But then what are you going to do? Because you don't really even know, none of us, we even know, you don't know if you have faith until it is tested. You don't know until you are tried. You don't know until you are persecuted. You don't know. Because what is in you comes out when the pressure is on. That's who you truly are. So what are you going to do? Let's continue. We're going to go to John. As a matter of fact, let's go to 2 Corinthians 4. Okay? 2 Corinthians 4, 13 through 18. 2 Corinthians 4, 13 through 18. And it said, being defamed, we entreat. Let's see here. It's second. I'm in first. Let me go to second. Second Corinthians chapter 4, 13 through 18. We have in the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe, and therefore have I spoken. We also believed and therefore speak, knowing that he which raised up the Lord Jesus raised up us also by Jesus, and shall present us with him. For all things are for your sakes, that the abundance grace might through the thanksgiving of many redound to the glory of God. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Which are eternal. I got a few more, and then I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. John 17, starting at 14 through 17. So John 17, 14 through 17. I have given them thy word, and the world has hated them, as you and I, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of this world, even as I am not of this world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. That's how you're going to be set apart. That's how you're going to be sanctified. It's the only way. Doesn't mean persecution isn't coming. Because indeed, there will be a number of us that will be, shall we say, martyrs. And I know that's not attractive, but that's what's going to happen. All you and I have to do is just make sure we're on the right team. That's what we have to do. We just have to make sure we are on the right team. Let me give you the last couple of chat. Any questions, comments, concerns, please put it in the chat right below. Revelation 3. Let's go back to the end. We got our last two places. Revelation chapter 3, if you would. So it's going to be Revelation chapter 3, 10 and 11. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And we looked a couple of places at crown of life. The crown of life. No one takes this salvation from you. The whole world's going to be tried. The heat is going to get turned up. You see the riots that already happened. The heat is going to get turned up. It's already going to happen. And pretty soon, your faith will be tested. And you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. In this life, there will be tribulation in this life. Question is, how are you going to navigate? Let's go to our last spot. Psalm 34. And let's see, Psalm 34 and verse 19. Verse 19, which reads, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of them all. Let me go ahead and see what you guys, any comment, concerns, any questions, anything like that, and I will answer that for you. Then let's see here. Let me back up just a little bit. Say hi to everyone. All right. Shalom, Curtis Young. Shalom, LaShawn Smith. Shalom, Lisi. Thank you for the scriptures. Yahosef Ben Israel. Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. Nicole Skylar Hawkins. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Appreciate you joining again. Celicia Elkanah. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Mr. B. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, brother. By hearing and hearing by. Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. All right, we got Evan Davis is in the house. He is in the building right now. Evan Davis is in the building, people. Need guidance, Shabbat Shalom. They will call it something else. They'll definitely call it something else. It just does not matter. Let's see here. Randy Rod, did he just suggest suicide? Did I suggest? Oh, I don't know the reference because I'm not suggesting suicide, so I don't know that for Randy Roth. Sorry. He who hates his life is at enmity with God. Okay, you gotta give me the biblical reference because I'm not sure what you're talking about in that, brother. So sorry. All right, Delisi was just wow. She was really getting after the scripts there. Okay, LaFrance Harsh by Shalom. How is it going? Celicia Rabbi for being a real teacher of his Torah. Thank you. Well, one, you're welcome. Thank you for the kind words, and you are very, very welcome. I really, really appreciate that, guys. Wanted to jump in there and just go on the scriptures. And, I just want to address what is going on. Oh, I did want to announce this. We are. Okay, so we're just having a little bit of connection issue, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. But, yeah, tomorrow, guys, mark your calendar, like, share, subscribe, let other people know. We will have a Pentecost Feast of the Week lesson for tomorrow. Pentecost or Feast of the Week is tomorrow. Okay, so I'll do a lesson, I believe probably about noon. Okay, I'll probably do a lesson about noon, just kind of discussing Pentecost. I hope to see you and you there. I will talk to you guys soon. I want you guys to love your family, study the word, meditate on his word, praise the most high God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And all we're witnessing right now is his word does not come back void. What he said was going to happen is happening, okay? It has happened and it's continued to happen and it will happen in the future. So just keep that in mind, guys. I want you guys to just love one another and praise the Most High Yah. Until next time, guys, fountain hope, been edified. Search the scriptures and prove all things. Shalom.